This is my storage, this is the base I'm working on, and this is my shulker farm. Yeah, the proportions are off a bit, and to add insult to injury, it's also broken and I'm left with one chest of shells which will run out soon, so I'm gonna build a bigger one, a really big one. Farms on this scale require planning, so I went to search on YouTube for a shulker farm that could be built in the end dimension. I somehow found only one, maybe because it was January 2022 when shulker farms weren't that advanced yet, but it was one by Raiseworks, so I made the logical decision to build it. One of these can make about 1,100 shells per hour, which is a good amount, but not enough when I start with the big stuff, so I decided to not build 2, not 3, but 5 of them. This would make about 5,000 per hour, which is sufficient for all my needs. This thing is efficient, but it needs a shit ton of materials. According to the material list, this thing is over 200,000 blocks in total, but most of the blocks are easily obtainable. Now with a shulker farm this big and probably super laggy, you don't want it to interfere with your other end projects, so I picked the build location at an end city 5 kilometers out. And since it's exactly in a straight line north from the end spawn, I got a cool idea. What if I make a long ice path to ride a boat on for quick and easy transport? Nah, I've got an even better idea. I build a machine that builds the ice road for me. So this is the machine I'm gonna use, a pretty old but still working design by Ilmango. Now everything is planned out, let's start getting the materials. First item on the list, 55,000 glass. That's just a couple hour sand mining session, but this isn't very efficient, so I'm gonna build a machine to do it for me next time. I need a large quantity of glass or sand. But now I encountered a problem. I need to put the sand in a furnace first, and to do that 55,000 times over within a reasonable amount of time, I need a lot of furnaces, so I just decided to make a temporary super smelter in one of my perimeters. Also, this thing is horrible, it sucks. I designed it while in a hurry and items get stuck everywhere. Don't build this yourself, you'll regret it. I'm gonna make Ilmango's 1.19 furnace array when I update to that version. Now I'm just gonna yeet my sand into the machine and hope it works. Glass is coming out here, so I think it's doing something right. Anyway, the glass has been acquired. Next item is scaffolding, which is also annoying to get because I don't have a bamboo farm. Well, now I have to build a farm to get materials to build a farm. I had no idea where to build it, so I just did the same as with the super smelter, build a crappy somewhat working thing that's getting demolished later when it's time to expand the perimeters down. Now the remaining stuff on the material list like soul sand and string used to craft scaffolding was already available from either my small piglin trade machine or the tree farm here. Materials are ready, let's build the biggest farm in my world so far. This is gonna take like 50 hours, but lack of patience is not my problem because I can just do this to bypass the patience limiter. The Shulker farm has been built, but it's far from done. This farm isn't only gonna make shells. This thing will make the chests needed to craft the boxes and even the bone meal needed to make the wood for the chests, which is where the tree farm here comes in. The plan is to make a self-sustaining Shulker farm that doesn't need to be refueled. So first, the tree farm. This is just a small 12,000 per hour one, but since the farm only needs about 6,000 wood per hour, it doesn't need to be big. But what needs to be big is the bone meal farm, because the one I built in the spawn chunks just decided to break, so here I am gonna build one that is 4 times bigger, making the rates 104,000 per hour. Transporting the bone meal isn't a problem, because if you craft them into blocks you can easily fit almost 1 million bone meal per trip. But this farm requires a lot of something that I don't have a farm for yet. Honey. This tiny bee farm here would take several days to make the honey needed for this farm. So how do I make honey farm faster? It's easy, build more honey farm and build more honey farm. I did. Plan here is to make a bee farm with 1,500 bees and use azalea leaves for even more efficiency. This should give enough honey to build any sized world eater in the future. So first I started breeding a shit ton of bees until my game turned into a slideshow. Then I repeated this a few more times. Then I used the azalea saplings from my tree farm and the spawn chunks to plant a forest. Then I chopped down the forest, but left the trunks. Materials are ready, let's torture my PC with another overpowered farm. The bee farm is built. Now here comes the hardest part, getting the bees in without any escaping. Luckily, I found a somewhat good technique. I use trapdoors, glass in chests so I can get in, place the bees, get out and remove any blocks I placed inside to restrict the movement of the bees by reaching through the small gap around the chest. After about 6 hours of getting each beehive in one by one, the farm had been constructed in only 25 hours. So now time to explode my PC with a super laggy bone meal farm.
Look at me now. Walking on the sun, walking on. Yeah, look at me now. Walking on the sun, walking on the sun. Look at me now. Doing it for fun, doing it for fun. Look at me now. Walking on the sun, walking on the sun. Look at me now. Watch me in the fires, lightning in my wires. Born with the uprising, yeah.
The bone meal farm is done, but the entire machine is not. This Shulker farm design here has a problem. It stops working in version 1.18 for some reason. To put it simply, the Shulker here in the center gets low on health and teleports away after a few hours, which slows the entire farm down. I tried with installing a replacement device here, but it can only be used manually, so asking this farm for any more than 5 hours isn't feasible. I decided anyway to run the farm overnight a few times, but then gave up. The rates of this were almost a quarter of what it was supposed to make. The more I ran it and replaced the Shulkers, the more it started to break, so I had no other choice than to build a new Shulker farm altogether. But the problem was that there were no other designs that could be built in a single dimension, so I decided to go do something else while waiting for a new design to be invented. Luckily, there was another end project on the to-do list. You see something missing here? Yep, it's 18 of the gateways. To do that I need to destroy 18 more dragons, and that has many ways to do it. I could do it like usual by spamming beds. Nope, that's boring. You know what, I'm gonna over-engineer this by using a machine that does this for me. I present to you the Dragon Yeeter 9000. A device capable of vaporizing everything that bothers you, including the toxic 12-year-old's house on your favorite Minecraft server. Not only is this super overpowered, it's also easy to set up, requiring less than 1,000 blocks that can fit in a single Shulker, so let's build this. That was fun. All gateways opened in half an hour. Ayo, new Shulker farm just dropped. Let's build it. So this design here is a very small one, but this makes 765 shells per hour, which means if I build 9 of these I will have 6,900 per hour, which is indeed nice. And about 10,000 if you include the half-broken other design. That's it, 190 hours of work, and now I've built the ultimate one-dimensional Shulker machine. This will be used to make 600,000 Shulker boxes for several even bigger projects. One of them will come next time, so stay tuned. Let's just hope this Shulker farm doesn't break in the next version.